This is Juno First from Konami. Back in 1983 when this was released, it looked really impressive thanks to the tiny colourful sprites and nice use of scrolling. The aim of the game is very simple. Each stage has a set number of enemies. Clear them all from the area and it's on to the next stage you go. Very simple. Your ship is able to move in 8 directions and is equipped with a limited rapid fire and warp. The warp is extremely handy as it can get you out of some tricky areas. Be wise when using it though, because you only get 3 per life. The first port of Juno First was to the Commodore 64. This port was handled by one man, Greg Hiscott. While it's cool that the effort was made to bring this game to the Commodore 64, it wasn't very well done. Of course, this version looks lower in resolution to the arcade game, and that's fine. What's not fine though is the slow and unresponsive controls. The terrible collision detection is another issue. These 2 points make playing Juno First on the Commodore 64 a very tedious experience. Holy shit! The MSX port is even worse than the Commodore 64 port, and this one came from Sony of all people. Everything is wrong with this one. Enemy bullets move at lightning speed, it's got next to no sense of movement, and when the screen changes colour, it's really difficult to see what's going on. I do like the audio though, it has a cool airy effect to it. Wow, Juno on the Atari 2600 is fantastic. Just listen to that awesome music. Just look at that massive title screen. They are 2 things you don't often see on Atari 2600. But the excellence doesn't stop there. The in-game graphics are outstanding with smooth scrolling and fake scaling. Even the gameplay is top-notch. Isn't it funny how the Commodore 64 and MSX are far more powerful, yet both have vastly worse versions of this game? Well, let's be fair, this version of Juno First is actually rather modern. It's a homebrew published by Atari Age. So it's made by a developer who has more knowledge of the system than most 2600 developers back in the day. It also makes use of the save key to store the high score table. Also, if you have an Atari Vox or Atari Vox Plus connected, you will pick up enemy communications over your radio. Greg Hiscott, the man behind the Commodore 64 port, was also behind this Atari 800 version, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same game. To be fair, this version is faster and does control a bit better, but still, it's got nothing on the arcade original or the Atari 2600 port. Okay, and let's take a look at all those versions of Juno first running side by side.